I find the whole idea of skinny jeans unfair and blatantly sizist.
Started in 2012, High Street Essentials, the brainchild of Shivani Poddar and Tanvi Malik, owns Western fashion brand Fab Ali and ethnic fusion wear label India. Buzz and Content caught up with one of the founders, Tanvi Malik, to talk about the content strategy of both the brands. Hello and welcome to Buzz and Content's Engage. We have with us Tanvi Malik, who is the founder of Fab Ali and India. She's going to talk about the brand's content initiatives and how the space is shaping up in India. Which insights prompted you to start with the content route?
Fab Ali is an affordable Western wear brand for Indian women, and India is a very exciting ethnic fusion brand again for the Indian women. Fab Ali was started by my partner Shivani and I about 6.5 years ago. And as a brand started by women and retailing exclusively to women, one of the core principles that we've had over these years was that we must talk to women and actually address some of their issues, whether it comes to fashion, whether it comes to looking and feeling good. And that's how the journey on content really began for us. So with Fab Ali, we're a Western wear brand, and the category code has always shown, because brands such as, I won't name names, but Western wear brands in the country typically are European or American brands, and they've always taken this path of showing an ideal beauty, not even an Indian face, and definitely not showing any diversity. So for us, we wanted to show the reality, the accessibility, the relatability of fashion with Fab Ali, and hence working with influencers, talking to women and picking up their issues on social media became a very necessary change driver for us.
Sure. So in the plethora of brands in the startup space, fashion startup space, sure, how do you differentiate your content? Like, how do you stand out?
We've never sort of, we unlike other brands, we don't project this picture perfect image or celebrity-led imagery of, ideal beauty. This, so what sets us apart in the fashion brand space is the fact that we actually work with real, relatable women, and we put forward their views and their viewpoints as and when they align with our brand.
Almost every brand has this intention to do content that is innovative and that sets them apart. But when you see online, most of the content that I see looks similar. So what are the things to be kept in mind that actually makes your content looks differentiated?
Once you know your core emotion that you want the consumer to feel when they're wearing you or consuming your brand, then your communication becomes easier. Then the people that you work with, the content that you create, all of it flows from a central theme. And that's the only way that brands can break the clutter of selling products versus selling an experience.
So what are the things to be kept in mind for a startup brand who is undertaking the content route?
One is to identify correctly what you want to project. I spoke about it a little earlier, that whatever you're leading with needs to be the center of your communication. Two is to work with the right people. A lot of bloggers, a lot of influencers on Instagram, they work on paid collaborations, they work on sponsored content. It's becoming a very innate part of marketing now. But to find the right set of people whose values your brand also resonates with, and vice versa, that is step one. Don't go for available and inexpensive. Go for quality and go for things that actually would make sense for your brand, for your product lines, for the image that you want to project.
So how do you make sure that you get the right partner?
You meet with them, you look at what they're doing on social media, you see the causes that they support, and you see the work that they've done in the past, and that's how these...
Because at times content creators and platforms must be approaching you on their own with their
absolutely,
pictures.
Absolutely.
So how do you make sure that the right person is approaching you?
The right person may not approach us, but the right person will be working with us. That much we can ensure, and we do ensure. I mean, we get more than 100 requests a day on Instagram, especially, that I want to be a part of your network, I want to be a part of your influencer network, I do paid collaborations. And these are, these are just people that are starting out and everything. And our team very exhaustively looks at these people, looks at not just the pictures that they have, but what they're actually saying with those pictures, the captions, other work that they have done, and very selectively takes on the ones that actually work for our brand.
So this is one very interesting question that our readers coming from bigger brands and well-established brands would want to know, is that like they want to learn from the startups, brands, and the content marketing strategy, because startups mostly do content.
Right.
So what are the key things that you would like to tell them?
The only thing that they need to really learn from startups in this scenario is basically that they shouldn't lose out on the two-way communication aspect, which makes content marketing really strong. Why are we doing content marketing and not the larger brands? Is because we understand that little tribes of people are moved by different things, and we understand that because social media has brought us all so much closer to our consumers. We understand what moves women, what who they're following, and what lifestyle choices they're making, because we are always out listening. And that's the listening aspect to your consumer. That's not necessarily just captured through a market research activity done once in a year or once in 2 years, which is what larger brands do. It is a continuous process, and it is a very dynamic and very changing process. Millennials are a completely different type than Gen Z was before them, and so on and so forth. And because startups, because we're smaller and hence are much more personalized and individualized in our approach, we're constantly looking out for what moves them. And that understanding is something that that bigger brands need to maybe incorporate from smaller startups.
I saw the last campaign that Fab Alley did, Fab Fits All.
Right.
You have used influencers in your campaign.
Yes.
So, what value do influencers bring to a content campaign? Because everybody knows that influencers are paid to come on board to talk about the brand.
There's a lot of tribalism. That people, that basically sometimes we've seen that like women or influencers that have less followers actually work better for brands because they have more engaged followers. So that is how influencer marketing is going to evolve. Find people that resonate your brand's values, that keep their content authentic, that only work with brands that they relate to, and that's where the sweet spot lies.
What will be the brand's content strategy going forward, and how focused would you be on content versus advertising?
Okay, so for Fab Alley, the road ahead is fairly clear. We will work on sharper, more powerful content going forward. Fab Fits All has given us a very early indication of how much acceptance and love there is for us if we take this route. And we will be working with other women who've championed the cause of inclusivity and diversity in their lives. And we will be working with them in ways that they go beyond just a post or an ad. We will actually, I can't reveal a lot of details to you, but we will actually be working with them on more social causes and awareness-oriented issues. For India, we will experiment a little with regular ATL marketing, because that's something that we feel that in the ethnic segment, women don't just, women still look at standard mainstream modes of communication and advertising as often as they look at content. So content, of course, is going to be a pillar for both of our brands, but India will explore ATL and standard mainstream ways as well.
What scope of content marketing do you see on TV and print medium?
So TV and print, like I want to, I've noticed a change from regular, look at my wonderful product and ads that are completely knit around that, to, things that, like, say, what Dove has been doing forever, or what Nike is doing, what even Levi's is doing, where they're actually talking about how their products make them feel, about, like, lifestyles, about emotions and values. So I do see that shift happening, in so much as how much content will be incorporated by larger brands. Let's see. I mean, there are, like, like we discussed earlier, there is Myntra, there is Diageo, who are moving on this route, but I'm not sure what ROIs are there to be had on a channel like TV, which is a completely lean forward medium. So let's see what that does.
If print and TV brands and mediums approach you with their content offerings, would you be willing to work with them?
Absolutely. And we are actually in talks with a couple of streaming platforms on working with them on certain content oriented, like, shows with them. So it's all in the works right now, but nothing's decided, but we are completely open to it.
Thank you so much, Tanvi, for talking to us.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.